Just give me a second. Let me start and I'll mute it so that doesn't jar again. Yeah. Welcome everyone to today's meeting. A very good evening to all of you. My name is Nitya and I'm the SAA for the day. Let's start with understanding the mission of a Toastmasters Club. The mission of a Toastmasters Club is to provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop their communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Here are some ground rules for our online meetings that we must know before we proceed into the actual meeting. Please keep your mics muted when not speaking. Please keep your videos switched on so that the speakers can see your reactions. Please use Zoom icons to also show some encouragement. Please don't interrupt when someone is speaking. Raise your hand. And the most important rule, we avoid speaking on sex, religion, and politics in all our meetings. Now it's my pleasure to invite our presiding officer, TM Vikas, to take over the meeting. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nitya, for setting the rules of the meeting. I declare this meeting open. Today, we are not having any guests, so there won't be any introduction of the guests. I just want to share one riddle with you people, that there were 5 frogs on lily pond. One of them decided to jump. So can anybody tell me that how many frogs left on the pond?
I think all are there inside only.
You must have heard this riddle. Yeah, actually, all 5 were still on the pod because they were thinking, they were planning, but nobody jumped. And same thing happened in our life also. Many times we plan and we think that we will do this, we will do that, but that remain in our mind, that remain in our plans. We never take that first step. So we all remain on that lily pond. So in life, it's very important to take that very first step so that we can jump off that lily pond. So that is a life lesson which we can learn from this riddle. To take it further, today we are having our immediate past president and current VPE education taking us through the meeting. And she is none other than Toastmaster Swarnalata, our Toastmaster of the day. So let us welcome Toastmaster Swarnalata as Toastmaster of the day. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you very much, the presiding officer. Good evening, everyone. And I welcome you all for this meeting. And as a Toastmaster of the day, it's my duty to take the meeting forward. So today's topic is one of the chapter that I wrote in my book. Okay, it's about listening. When I started my journey as a public speaker, I believed public speaking is all about reading. Read, read, read. You get all the information and then you talk, 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 talk. But I would like to tell you all this, that I'm going to have my first book released maybe on the June 15th. I'll have my first book released on public speaking. So the journey as an author, what I discovered is learning is a very critical, hearing, listening is a very, very critical skill that we need to develop. And this insight, actually, I had it for a long time. But when I read a lot of books to get insight into my book, that is when I discovered how good listeners are we. So I wanted to share few nuggets, few things that actually had a bulb on moment for me. So that's why I choose this topic. So even before I proceed on to the topic, may I ask you people, in our day-to-day life, every day we wake up till we sleep, we do multiple activities. Okay. So can you guess what is the percentage of listening that we do all throughout our day? Any guess? Do you think the percentage of activity that we do? Listening. Anyone can guess?
75%.
That's too much.
Wake up from our mothers. And we
Maybe
don't want to wake up.
20%, 10 to 20%.
Okay, the Uma ma'am is little near. Actually, there was a survey which said every day we people who read is almost 6%. Okay, 6% of your entire 24 hours maybe you're reading something you're seeing in the TV, seeing on the books. Fine. 10% we write anything we write in our office emails or something just like that. 18% we just talk. It's just 18%. And 45% of the time we always listen. We are either hearing to someone talking or we are talking. Everything is about hearing or listening. And in spite of having such a high number of 45% of our 24 hours, but the problem is we all are very poor listeners. I mean, there are few exceptionals, but now what is the difference between being a good listener and hearing? So hearing is something like now I'm talking, some noise is coming to you and which is making some sense to you when it hits to your ears. So hearing is something that we do involuntarily. You need not focus. Wherever you're sitting, if someone drops a tumbler or someone drops something, you hear that. But listening is something that you focus on, you have to work on, and you have to be alert. So I'll guide you through further processes of listening and how listening can actually make you a phenomenal speaker. Okay. So for the benefit of all the members present, we know that in every Toastmasters meeting is divided into 3 sessions. So the first session is a prepared speech, in which the members will begin giving a prepared speech. And in second part, we have something called as table topics, which is also called as impromptu. And third is the most important part of any Toastmasters meeting, which is the evaluation session. So even before we jump to our first session, I would like to call upon someone who is going to be the general evaluator of this meeting. To talk about her, all I remember is, energy. If you can say that some energy in the form of bubble that keeps jumping here, it's none other than Toastmaster Mukta, who is going to be our general evaluator. May I invite her on the stage to share her role and her responsibilities.
Thank you, TMOD of the day, for giving me a caption, energy. For me, energy is an opportunity to create new things, and I love creating things. That's why I have become the general evaluator of the day for the first time. A very hearty and welcome to everybody, to all my new and old colleagues. The purpose of the general evaluator is to evaluate everything, each minute details, and I will now take notes, and irrespective of anything, I will give your positive and critical points. Now this, as a Toastmaster, as a general evaluator, I have to build a team. I cannot do all these alone. It's so busy and I'm so tired. So I collected my tag team, timer, and grammarian. And now I would like to call my tag team, timer, Total Vikas, to share the beta version of his responsibilities. Toastmaster Vikas, please share your views.
Toastmaster Vikas? Maybe he got disconnected, I think.
Okay, then we will start with our counter. Ooh, ouch. Doesn't matter. So let's welcome our Amulya, Toastmaster Amulya.
Thank you, General Evaluator.
Good evening, everyone. Today, my role is I'll be playing, identifying in the entire speech, or it might be in the prepared speeches or table topics, or whatever the conversation that is going on in the entire meeting, the number of ers and ums the Toastmasters are using in their speeches, that I'll be identifying and giving the report at the end of the meeting. Thank you, General Evaluator.
Now, our grammarian, ever smiling grammarian, please welcome on the stage. I think we all are using the word of the day very nicely.
Good evening, ma'am. Today, I am the grammarian for this meeting. As a grammarian, it's a very important role because I believe that grammarian is the backbone of evaluations. Today, as a grammarian, I will note the wonderful and best uses of the language and also point it out not so good uses to encourage speaker to do best in the next meeting. And let me introduce the word of the day. It is eloquent. It's an adjective. It means fluent or persuasive in speaking or writing. Just an example as a sentence, an eloquent speech. The similar word is there, just like persuasive, articulate, expressive, fluent, strong, and lots more. For the understanding, I will also mention in the chat also. Thank you so much, General Evaluator. I will share my report at the end of the meeting. Thank you.
Very good. I hope you will become a eloquent evaluator also. So we are looking forward to it. Now our timer, who is always punctual, but this time the clock has been stopped. So over to you, our timer Vikas.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Actually, I got a call on the phone, so I was not disconnected from here. Very good evening, all Toastmasters. Time is the thing which we always complain that we don't have that, but we are the one who always wastes the time. So as a timer, it's my duty to time everything, right from the prepared speeches to evaluations to table topics. For prepared speeches, the time limit is 5 to 7 minutes. At the end of 5 minutes, I will show you the green card. At 6 minutes, I will show the yellow card. And after 7 minutes, I will show you the red card. For evaluators, the time limit is 2 to 3 minutes. Green card at 2 minutes, yellow at 2.5 minutes, and red card after the completion of the 3 minutes. For table topics, we are having the time of 1 to 2 minutes. Similarly, here I will show a green card after 1 minute, yellow after 1.5 minutes, and at the end of 2 minutes, I will show you the red card. It's my humble request to all the speakers and the evaluators to be within time so that we can finish the meeting on time. Thank you, and over to you, General Evaluator.
Okay, now I will hand over to TMOD for further proceeding.
Okay, thank you very much, General Evaluator of the meeting. I don't think we have the first speaker. Can we have the second speaker giving the speech and then we can wait for him?
Yes,
Okay.
we can proceed.
Okay, before introducing our first speaker for today, let me introduce his evaluator, Toastmaster Nitya, to tell us about the criteria for his speech. Toastmaster Nitya.
Yeah. So the purpose of this project is for the member to learn about different communication styles and identify his or her primary style. And the other purpose is for the member to share the impact of his or her style on others. Now, before we proceed, let me introduce my concerned speaker. Now, TM Partha is somebody who I have seen ever since I joined the club, and he's been doing some phenomenal work out there, whether be it as the TTM, as a table topic master, or as a prepared speaker. And I have a lot of hopes from him. All the best for your speech, sir. So the title of the speech is, guys, don't give any excuse. Just focus on your project deadline. TM Partha. TM Partha, guys, don't give any excuse. Just focus on your project deadline.
Toastmaster Partha, you're on mute.
You're on mute, sir.
I remember just few months back in office, my boss, I don't want to listen anything. Just focus on your deadline. Don't give any excuse. I will cancel all of your leave and try to do it within deadline. Just look at this vision board. Everything is red. How much revenue collected in this month? Have you concerned about the project? What's going on? We all are sad. Scene 2. My immediate boss. Just Partha, please come to my cabin with your all team. Partha, just get relaxed. First, we have to figure out why the thing is happening. You do one thing, please gather the data of the last 6 months, do a RCA root cause analysis and figure out why you are lacking. Make a chart and properly analysis the areas we can improve. Sir, many of our colleagues are in leave, so how we can manage? Don't worry, Partha, everything I can take care. Just to focus and figure out what the reason, do the analysis, and we will take care of this. Sir, on my teammates also plan for leave in the next week. So shall I cancel the leave? No, Partha, I am telling you now, don't bother about anything, just do analysis and everything is taken care of. Scene number 3. In the lunch time, I meet with my another leader. Partha, what is going on? Sir, I am under pressure. I don't know what to do. Chill, Partha. Forget about the tension. Be relaxed. Be cool. Bro, let's make a party for today's night. Sir, everybody is under pressure. So all are in panic. Just look at their face. Partha, relax it. Let's do a party. I will play the guitar and enjoy the night. Sir, I don't know. Chill, relax, Partha. Every time there will be pressure, we have to enjoy our life. Okay, sir. Dear friends, in the journey of my life and also Toastmaster, I came to know different communication style. My boss, the site leader, he was direct. He was goal-oriented, focused on this target. He don't bother anything, what is going to be happen. My immediate boss, he was analytical. He even don't jump onto any conclusion. He based on the data come out from the root cause analysis, he want to take the action. At the same time, he is very much supportive. He don't want to cancel in one leave. He take care of others. Third leader, my cross-functional leader, he was very much enthusiastic. He was initiating in communications. He was fun-loving, social. So journey of this Toastmaster, I learned there are different type of communications. Now it's time for decoding my communication style. I am very fun guy. Good morning, guys. What's going on? Amitabh, your shirt looks nice. Very good. Amitra, what's your planning going on? Don't take tension. Relax. We will figure out what's happening. Amar, how are you? I am just like that. Guys, don't take tensions. I will figure out whatever things happening here. I will take care of this everything. I will manage it. Scene number 6. I just returned back from my office and then came to know my wife health is not okay. I just called doctor. Yes, I get the timing and the slot and just rushed out the hospital and take care of my wife. And for this evening, don't expect me to cook. I arrange food because I am very bad of cooking something. In that case, I am supportive. But Partha is completely different person. When you put Partha under pressure. Scene number 7. My immediate boss is on leave. The site leader asks me, Partha, please come to my cabin. What's going on, Partha? Repeatedly, your team is missing deadline, but you are not serious. You are making fun and doing party in evening. What's going on? Just cancel, everyone leave. Partha under pressure. Guys, we all have to stay here for the extended hours. I'm very sad to say that all your leave will be cancelled. Extremely sorry, but we have to do within tomorrow. Please try to understand. Partha is direct. Dear Toastmaster friend, the journey of Toastmaster, I learned a lot of things. about the communication style. It helped me to understand how I communicate. My communication style is normally supportive, analytical, and initiating, but under pressure, I am very direct. I would like to know from you, what's your communication style?
Thank you very much, Partha sir, for such a insightful. So before, has a second speaker joined?
No, he
No,
hasn't
right?
joined, but he left the message that he will join within few minutes.
Okay, then we'll proceed. Maybe after the table topics also, if he is coming, we can give it up. No issue.
Okay.
So to continue on the topic, what is the very prerequisite for to be a good listener? The first thing it seems to be that whenever someone talks to us, the first thing that we do is we find whether the topic is interested to us or not. The moment someone utters a word, our mind actually makes us switch on or switch off. If it is, oh, he's going to talk on this topic, I am not interested. So this is one attitude that actually prevents you from being a good listener. So how do we change this? Even if the speaker is talking about something that we are not interested, that doesn't give us any insight, but what if we challenge our mindset, like, what is he saying that I can use? Maybe he is going to tell me something which I don't know. What if some nuggets, some idea that could come out of his conversation that I can use later? So when we approach ourselves with this attitude of answering, questioning our own mindset, not allowing our mind to throw us off the conversation, but rather give it a question like, let me see what Partha is telling. Maybe he might give me one or two insightful ideas which I might use, or maybe he's giving a new information that I don't know. So this is a way where we can trick our mind to actually listen to what Partha is telling. So I found this very insightful because many a time, irrespective of the speaker's speaking capability or their words, we internally, we are either switched on or switched off based on giving a topic that it is interesting. Oh, I'm interested in sports, I will listen. For example, if someone speaks about soccer to me, I'm like off because I don't know what is soccer is happening. So if you can challenge yourself with that, it would be a wonderful insight to be an active listener. So there is a quote that there is no such thing as an uninteresting topic or uninterested subject. They are only uninterested people. Okay, so have this in mind. So can I continue with one more segment and then we'll go for table topics? Yeah. So second topic is, what happens is we judge the delivery, that is, who is delivering the sentence, who is delivering us the information rather than content. So what happens is we should keep our mind open. Maybe I don't like that person's personality, or maybe the way he is dressed up, or maybe the position of him in our social status. Okay, what happens is when someone comes and tries to give us some information, we immediately judge their appearance. If they are very well dressed, we will be like, oh, he knows much, so let me hear from him. Or if they are very shabby dressed up, or you find something not very quiet or congruent with our own thinking, we immediately switch ourselves off, or we don't give credit to the speaker. So the very important mindset to carry is, don't judge the speaker or the delivery, but judge the content. Whether the content is good for you, not, you can use the first principle that I told you. You can guide your mind to say that maybe even if sales is not my area, maybe if some Vikas sir is talking about sales, maybe one or two nuggets I can use it in my own office or in my life. So think about it. So the very important procedure is, please don't judge the delivery. When we listen, everyone has their own life experience, their own way of personality. So the very important point is, don't judge the delivery or the person who is delivering you, but judge the content. And you can use the point number 1 to help you. So these are the two things. I have many points. I'll keep coming with this. So before we go ahead, let me call upon the table topic master, Toastmaster Nitya. for the most exciting section of table topics. The stage is all yours.
Thank you, TMOD. Thank you. So let me go ahead and share the screen. I hope all of you are ready for an amazing session of table topics. Ready? Yes, super. Okay, so before I start, let me explain as to why we're doing table topics so that it will give us some context. I know we're all people who've been in Toastmasters for enough time to know it, but still. So why table topics? They help speakers develop their critical and organized thinking skills, and they aid in responding to an impromptu question or topic. That way, when someone is going to suddenly pose you a question, you'll be able to gather yourself and answer questions perfectly. So that is it for the introduction. We can actually go into the topics. So from slide 3 to slide 14, we have many topics that are listed out. You can raise your hand and then choose a number and we can go ahead accordingly. And I think since we're lesser number of people, almost everyone except me can go because I think that will make sense. Who wants to go first? I think Karthik has joined, but we'll still go ahead. Yeah. Team Partha? Awesome. Which number?
You give any number.
You choose, sir.
Anything start from anything, any number.
Okay, I'll randomly choose 6. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
So, your topic is this. Talk about your favorite song and tell us why you love it.
It's your call for me.
Sorry? You want to choose some other topic in that case?
Yes, but I can
choose a number. I mean, I'm totally fine with it. Just
okay, I will speak on this topic because I don't want to skip this.
Okay.
If you talk about the favorite song, I love to say that Bande Mataram. It's the song I love always because this song will connect me. All the feelings is more important. Why I love it because the feelings I remember all this moment in that time of the freedom movement, the sacrifice our soldier did in that time, all took a different atmosphere in my mind that I feel connected. I feel each and every dedication and commitment, all these people for which we are freedom right now. And still now, the people are on this border, they are sacrificing their life. So I connect this atmosphere. I love the way it's make a momentum and it's make a cloud around my mind that I feel and connected and feel proud to be an Indian. So Bande Mataram song is always very special to me, and I always love to hear this song to connect and feel this nostalgic and I feel the part of this sacrifice. I feel yes, I am so proud to be an Indian. So that's why this is one of my favorite songs. Thank you.
Beautifully expressed, sir. Very true. I think all of us feel patriotic when we hear it. So thank you so much for that, Partha, sir. Who's ready to go next?
Nitya, I request you once you share, then you unshare. Otherwise, I won't be able to show the cards.
Oh, okay. Sure, sir. A suggestion noted. So, what number? Who wants to go next first?
I'll go.
Okay.
I think Uma ma'am has also raised.
Ma'am has raised her hand. Ma'am, which number would you want to choose?
Yeah, you can give me any topic.
Okay, I'm going to give you this. So there is a sound clip that I've embedded here. After listening to this clip, please describe what you feel about it and talk about it as the topic. That's pretty much the sound. Yeah.
We didn't hear any sound here.
Oh, you didn't? Okay.
No, you have to share.
You have to share the sound also. You have to share.
Okay. I wasn't aware of it. How do you? Okay. Okay. I
You
asked
will get the option to share the sound. Otherwise,
Give me a second. I'm just sorting it out. Yeah.
no.
No? Give me a second. Else I'll have to find some other way to play it. So you can first figure out what sound it is in the first place. Yeah.
Music. Who doesn't like music? It just takes you to a different level. And if I guess what kind of music this is, I feel it is some symbol and Jaltarang looks like Jaltarang too, where people tap on the water kept in a different vessel. So it looks like that also. So always music takes you to a different level. I feel this song sounded like Choti Si Asha. This is my favorite song, Choti Si Asha. So I Chinna Chinna Asai in Tamil. So all of us have small interests in life, which we want to accomplish, which we want to uh, listen or enjoy. So I love traveling, and this song is from Roja. So Roja is one of my favorite films, and somehow I felt that I will get some what do you say table topic related to this. When you asked Partha about which song he liked, somehow this Choti Si Asha came into my mind. So whenever you have some small craving, go for it, and you feel you make your soul happy. So only if your soul is happy, you will feel happy. And as women, we should keep ourselves happy, keep our soul happy, so that we spread happiness and cheer to others. I want to make myself happy. Only then I can make others happy. How about you? Over to you.
Very beautifully told, ma'am. I mean, basically the sound was a different thing, but you took out an entirely different take on it and spun a tale of your own. I think it was so good, perfect. Can't say more. And you're the queen of table topics for a reason. So yeah, it's not even surprising. Kudos. Okay. So next, who would like to go next? Okay. Vanalata ma'am and then Karthik. Okay. So what is the number you want to choose?
Can you give me any that? Give
Please,
me any
please
number.
choose a topic because it little
Seven.
So you have two sounds that you can choose one of these. So chirping by birds versus meowing by cats. I know that's not a literal word, but it's the nicest thing to go about with. So yeah, which is a sound you like and you would pick, and why you would do that?
Yeah. Okay. I remember when I was in my MTech, my roommate was someone who was fond of cats so much that she used to have literally a wallpaper of cats just towards my face, because we had birds like this, so that whenever she gets up, she has to look at the cat. And the irony is, every time I sleep, I never used to like that, because every time suddenly, we say that it is not good to see a cat's face in the morning. But my roommate ensured that it is on my wall so that she can see it directly. So in that days, I really hated cats. Okay, I really didn't like any pet. But the moment I got my son, I use the same cat voice to make him, all kind of making fun, playing with him with that meow, meow. Even till date, he's 6 years old, but still in the morning, I make all this kind of cats and all dogs voice, so that, his waking up time is like little fun, not like, stressed, get up. I don't do that. So now I feel, and I also know that probably it is a time for me to get a pet, because my son is more attached. He keeps telling every time, let's have a rabbit, let's have a dog, let's have everything. So I think the meow of cat is something that has come to me with different voices that I do. So I would go ahead with the meow of the cats. Thank you. Thank you for the topic.
Very nicely narrated, ma'am, and that makes so much sense in your perspective. And cats are really cute, so I don't really blame you. They're incredibly cute.
Actually, I once, one of my friend I met, and I was just asking how many kids you have, sir. He said one human son and 7 cats. I was like, what? He was like, yeah, I have 7 cats. I said, how do you take care? He said, why should I take care? They take care of themselves very well. Only this human son is whom I have to take care.
Nicely told. Karthik, so what's the number you want to choose?
From 1 to 10, like that.
Yeah, so from 2 to 14, you can choose any of the numbers. I think 2 topics are over. I'll have to check. I don't remember the
Okay,
numbers.
10 is fine. Yeah.
10. Yeah, you have a very similar sound comparison question. So sound of the rain versus sound of bonfire, you know, the whole crackling and the fire starting. So which one would you choose and why?
Sound of the rain, sound of the pond.
Yeah.
Okay, shall I?
Yeah, you can start.
So, so if I was asked this question, whether what sound would I choose, I would say I would choose the sound of the rain. So that's because I have this feeling like since childhood, I developed this happy feeling on hearing the sound of the rain. Like once hearing the sound, we'll be very happy. Like myself being with my siblings, we used to make paper boats and we would develop ideas on how to play with that climate. So that's a very good memory on hearing that sound. Generally, I have read in an article that sounds has the power to induce our memory. Like for example, if I hear the sound of a clock ticking, like if I hear any song like Morning Candlestick or something like that, on hearing that I would think, okay, it's 6 o'clock in the morning, it is 6 o'clock in the evening. I automatically get that feel once I hear to that song. So like that, on hearing this rain sound, I would get enthusiastic and my childhood memories and that playful energy I would get. So hence, with all these proofs, I would say that I would choose the sound of the memory. Like, that's my take. Over to you.
I can't agree more, TM Karthik. You've unlocked some of my core childhood memories too. I think rain has been something that all of us love. I mean, loved as children and love as adults. And in a dry place like Chennai, I think we tend to love rain even more and romanticize it like no one else does. So that is a very, very agreeable point. Who's ready next?
No.
Super, just a minute. Okay, so after Mukta ma'am, I think Kavya can go. So she's also raised her hand. Ma'am, what number would you want to choose?
2. Second.
Second is the text slide. So
what?
no, this is the text slide. I mean the whole white table topics.
Then I will choose another. 6.
6 is done, ma'am. 6 is already done.
Okay. Then let's go. 3.
Yeah. So what is the most beautiful sound you've ever listened to? Now, we've actually drafted all the questions with the whole theme of listening. So you can take any sound you want, literally any sound, no restrictions, and talk about it.
The most beautiful sound you have listened to is the love sound. The master key to love is listening. And different sounds have different melodies. If you hear the sound of your heart, I think you feel connected with that person. So each and every sound is unique and awesome. Even if you are silent, then also you are listening the sound. You are listening the sound of breeze. You are listening the sound of rain. Until and unless you are like an eagle who flies away when the rain comes. So sound and listening is connected. Now your question was which sound I like. I like the sound of the wind. You know, when the wind is blowing it takes 2-3 turns and I like too many twists. Sometimes it is very gentle, calm, and it will bring peace to your mind. When it is very harsh, like cyclones, speed and action. We are just carried away by that sound. And when it is medium, when you want to hear, when somebody is sorrowing, it is a very silent sound, but you are connected with the heart. The deeper you go, the deeper you understand the meaning of the sound. So listening is very beautiful. Each day we look for love. Everybody is carving for love. And when we will listen to that person, be in a happy mood or in a sorrowful mood, we will enjoy the eloquence of love, the eloquence of listening, and we will understand it. Thank you.
An amazing take on the sound that you love. And I'm not going to lie, I was expecting this wind aspect deep down from someone, and I'm glad you talked about it. And for some reason, I tend to relate it to Gone with the Wind. There is just this something about wind, right? It's beautiful in its own way. And it's a very nice sound to hear, and scary when it's a cyclone, as you said. Now, Team Kavya. Kavya, what number would you want to choose?
Ma'am, I'll go with 14.
14. Yeah. Okay, so this is going to be the opposite of the previous question. Which is the sound you hate the most? Again, no restrictions. You can choose any sound. You can start if you're ready.
Yes.
Yeah.
The sound which I hate most is the barking of dogs, because I'm not probably I'm not the pet lover, and due to the incident that has happened in my childhood, I remember one day when I was in class 7th, I was just going to the tuition all alone by myself. So suddenly one dog was behind me and was barking like anything. On that day, I had a little bite of dog on my leg. It was very minute. So from that day onwards, whenever I listen to that particular sound of dog barking, or when I see the dog, one kind of a very bad feeling will be coming out. So as far as this question is concerned, the sound of barking of dog is one thing which I hated most. And that's all, ma'am. Thank you.
I think this is pretty relatable because we've all had, we've all feared dogs at some point in our lives. I mean, there are still street dogs I run away from. I'm scared they'll come to bite me. And then there are dogs that chase you when you go on a vehicle for whatsoever reason. We don't know what's going on in their minds, but they are scared. They can be scary creatures at times, as much as they can be adorable. We have two more topics we can take because
you can give to Senthil.
Yeah, of course. We can have him do one. We can have you do one, sir, because we have enough topics and we do have some time.
Give topic to Senthil first. Then
Yes. After him, we can come to you, sir. Sendil, Toastmaster Sendil, can we? Are you ready to take a topic?
Actually, I couldn't come out on video on my terrace now. Is it okay if I come on audio?
Perfectly fine, sir. It's perfectly fine.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Please choose a number so that.
Is 13 taken already?
No. 13 is still
Okay.
there. So
Yeah.
the question is, what would you do if you were stuck in an unknown place? No, you can try to explain this in the context of listening to a new language and with your whole listening skills aspect. How will you figure out and come out of it? So that's your prompt.
Okay. In the context of listening to a new language.
In the sense,
Okay.
yeah, how
Okay, I got it.
How your listening skills will help you figure out a new language and actually come out. Something along the lines of how listening can help you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I get it completely. Because I have my own experience when I moved from Chennai to Gurgaon. That was like after my graduation. I don't know Hindi. Okay, so I just landed there, and I knew nobody out there, and it was the first time that I visited the place, and I'm supposed to join my high school, and I just went there. I met the people, and then I came back. I got myself admitted to a PG. But next day morning, I just wanted to buy a comb. Okay, that's all I wanted to buy. I went to the shop. I don't know what is the exact word that I should tell them for a comb. Okay, so I was trying to show them with all the sign language that I need a comb. Okay, and this went on for a few minutes, and they were not able to understand what I'm asking, and they were showing me different things, and I was kept on showing them just my hand gestures. Okay, just I need a comb, and comb is the only word I knew, and I cannot go with Tamil either. So this went on for a few minutes, and finally, a person who came to the shop, he came to my rescue, and then he made them understand. And even then, when he was explaining them and he was giving me food, I don't know what exactly the word that he used, and even today I don't know the exact word for comb. But interesting thing is, after this thing happened, I got to a level of confidence that I can go on and survive. Okay, maybe it won't happen instantly at the very first instant when I'm trying to explain something or communicate something. It may not pick up, it may not work in my favor, but still I can survive. I can make people understand. I can take somebody's help, and still I can, survive in that situation. And with that confidence, I survived there for 4 years. I should say not survive. I lived there for 4 years, and I have learned an average Hindi, I would say. And I started communicating with people, and it all started on that first day morning when I was trying to buy the comb. Yeah, and that I would like to give it back to you.
That is a very humorous take. Thank you. So I believe you now know a little more than Ek Gaon Mein Ek Kisan Raghu Tata. Yeah, and that's the most popular evergreen dialogue, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
So
Ragatata.
but it's nice to hear a very different perspective on the whole language thing. Yeah, so very nice. There's one more topic, and I wish for Vikas sir to take it. Sir, are you ready?
Somebody keep time for.
Somebody will keep time for you. Can
And
one?
Senthil, the comb is known as a kangi in Hindi.
Oh, okay. I'll make a note of it now.
Yeah. So I believe someone is keeping time for it. Just a minute. I'm sharing the screen now. So choose a number.
5 is left.
Yeah, sure. I should be. Yes. 5 is left. So your prompt is this: if you are stuck in a sanctuary or a wildlife park, how would you listen and understand the language of animals? Again, keeping in mind the theme of listening, how would you go forward?
Interesting topic. If I would be there in a sanctuary with the animals, first of all, I would like to hide somewhere where I can listen them and not visible to the animals, because there are so many type of animals which are dangerous also. So first instinct is to survive. So I will hide somewhere, or I will just climb on the tree. And then once I am safe, then I will try to listen to different sounds of animals. And especially I would like to listen to the sound of what do you call that, jackal, because I jackal is the most intelligent, you must say, most clever animal. So whenever if you see the movies also, whenever they give some picturization of night, they show they produce the sound of the jackal, and what they want to say is not known to anybody. So I would just concentrate and will try to listen that what actually they want to say, and that would be my take on the subject. Thank you.
Wonderful and interesting interpretation of the topic. So thank you. And a big thanks to all of you for coming out with amazing interpretations of all the topics. And I hope you all had as much fun as I had putting in the topics for you. So over to the TMOD. I'm done with the table topics now. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of, thank you very much, Table Topic Master. When you said that I will take some topics related to listening, I thought you will be asked, it will be in a different style, but kudos to you that you brought up such a beautiful topic, it is such a related and correlated to listening. Hats off to your creativity. It was very amazing the way you were. I'm very proud of you. Very, very creative.
Thank you.
Yeah. So now, since we had a listening table topics, now I don't want to hold my fire. So let me start. So the third point for active listening is hold your fire, which means now when suppose Toastmaster Nitya was talking about table topics. So there are two kind of people who listen. First, who get overstimulated, or someone who is not at all stimulated, which means if I am talking something that you feel is right, yes, then what happens is within a 2 sentence or 3 sentence I speak, your mind is already racing. Yes, 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 very good. Correct. This is what is happening. You lose on to me, but your mind is getting overstimulated. It is like, yes, you know that dog bite. Yes. Last time when I was kid, even I had the dog bite. So you go into your past, or sometimes if I'm talking about goal setting or something, yes, tomorrow I am going to fix my goal. Yes, ma'am, you're right. So what happens is we are overstimulated with the idea that the speaker is presenting, and we are not listening to what the speaker is going ahead. He or she would have already gone to the third point, fourth point, fifth point, but you are already overstimulated. Or there is another category who is understimulated, which means for some reason they didn't like the topic or they didn't like the speaker. What happens is I'll be thinking, what question should I ask her so that she shuts her mouth? She feels insulted. How would be if I ask this question right in front of her? What will happen? What happens is we are understimulating ourselves and totally unrelating ourselves to the topic. So the crux is whenever your brain is overstimulated or understimulated, hold on to your fire, which means tell your brain, okay, fine, let me first listen to them completely and then I will evaluate what they want to talk. So you keep commanding, when there is a thing, when we, openly command our mind, it will listen. It is not like you keep your mouth shut, not to shout also, but very small, you can say like, okay, thank you, wait, let me first listen to her, what she is telling, and then I'll either be overstimulated or understimulated. So it is always told that tell your mind to stop evaluating, let me comprehend the topic completely, and then I'll decide whether I'm going for the topic or I'm not going for the topic. What should I ask the speaker? So this is one of the method, that which is called hold your fire. And then there is one more type which we miss on listening, that is listening for ideas. For example, I am talking about goal setting. So when I am telling, think about what is the ultimate aim of your goal, how are you happy? What happens is in a contest to remember all this, if I'm telling you some 7 to 8 steps, what happens is you are like, okay, A, she said, think about why do you want the goal. So your mind is you feel like, oh, it's very important. I should not forget. So what is my goal? Why is my why? You keep pressurizing your mind to remember point one. And then I move to point two. Then you are like, okay, point one is this, point two is this. By the time I skip to point 3, 7, what happens is you are still in holding on to the idea of point one, point B, point C. But I would have already gone to the other topic. You are not traveling with my thought. You are not traveling my. So the only solution here is take a very crisp notes, which means don't go, take every sentence of the speaker a note. Why? Then you are again not present. But have a very crisp goals. She said you should have a why, very strong personal why. Second, she said you think about your family. So have a attitude of having notes. And the fourth formula is we need to write it. Don't type in your mobile phones, because when our motor skills are completely involved in when we are writing, it helps us to remember what we, even after going home, you will be remembering the points that we take on with the writing. So with this, let me proceed further. So before going to the evaluation session, we have our first speaker, Karthik, available. So I don't want to miss on the opportunity to hear his speech. So before we go ahead, let me call his evaluator, Toastmaster Partha, to give us his evaluation criteria and documents. Toastmaster Partha.
Good evening, ma'am. Thank you so much. my target speaker is attending is project 1 of level 2. His path is dynamic leadership. Timer, please note that time is 5 to 7 minutes. The purpose of this speech is that the project is for the member to identify his or her primary leadership style. Purpose of the speech is the member to share some aspect of his or her primary leadership style or discuss leadership style in general. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Over to you, TM Sanvarthan.
Thank you, Toastmaster Partha. So the speaker for today is a very active member of the Speak Magic Toastmasters Club. So Toastmaster Karthik, and his topic is by the people, for the people. By the people, for the people, Toastmaster Karthik.
Thank you. So good evening to the Toastmasters and guests. Right from early hominids to modern Homo sapiens, the evolution of mankind has been a long wait. During this journey, we developed many traits for the survival of the fittest. One such trait is the art of living as a community or a group, which is followed by the necessity for a guiding structure or a leader. There are many recognized leadership styles like democratic, bureaucratic, autocratic, etc. Though the counts are pluralistic, the ultimate goal of them lies on a singular term, which enunciates the wellness of the group they represent. So we forgot the reason why these styles are framed. Instead, we are blindly following these leadership setups. So I was thinking, what is the reason for this? And then I realized over the course of time, the original intention behind these styles were overshadowed or forgotten, leading to a blind, rigid attachment towards that ideology of style, without considering the practicality or the intention behind that formation of that style. So besides all these chances of understandings, I realized that myself, Toastmaster Karthik, giving a talk over here is not just because of the few minutes of preparation that I had. It is also because of the the upbringing and the interactions that I had since my childhood. So with respect to that, I would like to recall a practice that is held in my family household. So I would like to plug in that. So it goes on like that. My father, being the head of the family, so he always had this practice to discuss things with family members before taking any major decision. So the scene would go on like there will be a big rectangular dining table in my house. That dining table can accommodate 7 people comfortably, and my father sitting on one shorter side of the table, and we all siblings, I had 3 siblings, we would sit on either longer side, and my mom would sit on the other shorter side. So a mini round table conference would go on in my house before taking any major decision. It still happens. So that's a very lovely memory that I can recall, and that gives a very strong message to me. Early in my childhood, I didn't realize that message, but after growing up, having some maturity, I understood to give preferences, to observe people's ideas, diverse ideas, and take wise decision based on that. We should not be self-centered in deciding things. My mother always says, she's not well educated, but still she says, when things come to a family or any group or something, you should not be self-centered. You should always think of other people. If you bring one chocolate from any shop, you should divide that into 4 and give to your siblings. You should not take things only to you. So this was a very strong touch that I had from my family side. And so in connection to that, I emphasize a thought that we should give preference to the diverse perspective and varietal idea of people. So to emphasize that, I have a short story to share with you all people. So there was this man, once upon a time there was this man who had two beloved daughters. He wanted the best for them and decided to marry them off to suitable partners. The eldest daughter was married off to a farmer, a super farmer, while the youngest daughter found her partner in a skilled brickmaker. So the second partner was a skilled brickmaker. Years went by, and the man decided to visit his daughter's house and inquire their well-being. He first went to his elder daughter's house, and they warmly greeted this man. So they were talking about all usual things. And then the man asked, "How are things happening in your family?" So say that to me. The eldest daughter said, "Yeah, father, things are going very good. We had good rain this time. So the farming is also going nice. We had a good bountiful of profit. So I hope that this rain has to continue for a good profit further." So on hearing this, the father was very happy, and he gave his adieu to them and left to his second daughter's house. So the same thing happened here. They greeted him very well. And the second daughter, like the man asked his second daughter, "So how are things going from your side?" So and she said, "Yes, father, things are going good, and I'm having a very good family life. So I hope we should not have good rain further." So them being her husband being a brick maker, further rain would cause loss to him, because bricks need to dry in good sun. So that's the idea she had. So listening attentively to both his daughters' requests, this man, filled with gratitude, he came back home realizing a very significant ideology, that everyone has to embrace the different perspective and understand the varying needs of individuals. So with this, even I emphasize that the trait of democracy should have transparency, accountability, and empowering the group of people that they represent. So may the power of our collective voice take us to a brighter future. That is my take. What is your take, dear Modi? Over to you, ma'am. Thank you so much for this.
Wow, such a wonderful story to end with. And it did show up a lot of question for me, that one thing can be taken in multiple ways. The simple rain, it could be bring joy for someone, and it could bring, despair for someone. So it's so amazing on which part of the side you are, right? Thank you very much for that, Karthik. So before we go for the evaluation, just let me give you a short, we have been speaking about listening. So the final nugget. So how do we be a good listener? So 3 steps. First step, change your physiology, because when we change our physiology, our psychology changes. So it's very difficult to first go and change our mind, but very easy to change our physical state. So next time, when I say listening, it's not just about hearing to some speech. In our day-to-day life, when a husband communicates to his wife, or a wife communicates to a child, that is when the actual speaking happens. So make your body ready to listen. So whenever you feel like I'm not listening, I'm browsing off, then please make your body sit straight. Have your spine straight, lean forward towards the speaker, making the speaker feel that you are listening. So easy step is change your physiology. And the second is try to meditate. Yes, meditation is not about sitting in one corner and claiming that inner peace for 10 to 15 minutes, but meditation can also be practiced when you focus to listening only to the speaker. When you're speaking to them, give your eye contact, give your attention to them, so that when they speak, you focus nothing but them, not the thoughts that what I'm going to answer them. I don't like the way she is telling this. Oh, this doesn't happen. So avoid your judgments. Don't judge them. So practice meditation. So with this, I bring about this topic of listening to a closure. But if any one of you has some valuable nuggets on listening, if you want to share, the floor is open. Please do share if you feel that this is apt to the topic that we are talking. Anyone can.
Hello,
Yeah,
ma'am.
yeah.
I want to share. I remember the beautiful quote of Dalai Lama. Whenever we are speaking, we are repeating the same thing we know. When we are listening, we get the opportunity to know the new things. So listening is the wonderful thing. We should
Beautiful.
everyone follow it.
Beautifully put, Partha sir. Beautifully put. Okay, now without further ado, let me call upon the general evaluator, Toastmaster Mukta, to take us ahead with the evaluation session.
I just want to clarify. Now, first evaluator, I think, was Toastmaster Partha.
You can give him time. You can start with Toastmaster Nitya, and then you can give Partha.
Okay. Toastmaster Nitya, please carry on with your evaluations.
Yeah, so I'll start. Partha, your project and your team, they're not meeting the deadlines. I think that was a very beautiful book with which Toastmaster Partha started his speech. That instantly hooked me on to what he was trying to say. Now, there were multiple things that he spoke. Let's examine them one by one. Now, the first thing I really liked in the speech was the fact that he kept turning to different sides and took different role plays with beautiful vocal variety that gave me an insight as to what he was trying to do. Now, the purpose of his project was for the member to talk about different communication styles and identify his styles. Now, he not only presented his communication style successfully and examined it for two different facets, but he also did dissect the communication styles for various superiors or seniors of his. So that was a very interesting take on what are the different communication styles that are there. So that was very nicely told. So he has fulfilled the basic objective of the project very well. And the whole story flow went very well. He had shown many different scenarios and he had conveyed a very coherent message. And with whether be it the proper analysis or the others being on leave, anything of that sort, the scene by scene approach worked really well. And with respect to his personal style being different facets of his style, whether he's calm or whether he's serious whenever he needs to be, I think all of this was conveyed very well. And the stage play was done beautifully. The stage choreography was very good. As much as we have good the good in a speech, there are also some recommendations that we can adopt to take in things very well, to improve refine the quality of the speech, if I may say anything, because I won't say the word improve. He's already an amazing speaker. There are just two suggestions I would like to give. One would be that the eye contact can be a little worked upon. Since the stage choreography was all around, eye contact maybe something that we may tend to compromise on in the whole process. So you can probably work a bit on that. And another point, while I love the scene by scene approach, it did take out a bit of the flow. So we can try to make the process a bit seamless. But apart from that, if at all you're able to take in these one or two points in and incorporate, I think your speech will be like 10 notches up. It's already too good. And I'm only hoping that you're going to get even better from here. So that's all I would like to say. Once again, an amazing speech, TM Partha. Kudos to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, TM Nitya, for your wonderful evaluation. And I definitely apply your area of the improvement, whatever you have mentioned, I will try to implement it from my next speech. Thank you so much.
Mukta ma'am, Toastmaster Mukta.
Over to you.
After Toastmaster Partha evaluation, I will conduct his evaluation. So, Toastmaster Partha, please evaluate.
Thank you, ma'am. My target speaker, TM Karthik, is awesome. We're starting with a quote, survival of fittest. This is the wonderful quote to hook the audience to his speech. At the starting of the speech, he categorized different types of leadership: democratic, bureaucratic, and autocratic. Not only he is mentioned, he bring back his own life story, and he shared his father experience, how his father took the decision in sitting on the table in a different corner of the table, different family members sitting, and his father always used to take decision discussing with all other people. This is one of the great skill of a leader that he has inculcated from his father here. Number two, his mother also inspired him to not to be self-centered. Think about all those people. This is the beautiful learning he got from his mother as a leadership skill. He was flawless throughout his speech, maintaining excellent hand gestures. His communication was all well connected with the audience. There are a lot of beautiful things already he articulated throughout his speech. I still feel there are a few areas of improvement here. When he said, "I am Toastmaster Karthik," and he starts smiling, but I feel that he should have a little bit voice modulation, can make its speech much more better. He can start a speech with standing position, because whenever the speaker present a speech standing position, it's add extra flavor to his speech. Number three, few areas I observe, just like he lose his eye contact. So if you as a speaker, it's always challenging in a virtual podium to connect your audience. But if you look at your lens, you can maintain your eye contact properly throughout your speech. He bring a beautiful story in the end.
For what?
The two farmer having two daughters, and the rain how impacted differently in two daughters. But I feel that although this story is wonderful, but in spite of bringing another story as the speech, he can bring his own story. He can bring the same message through his own story. So it will much more impact the audience, because audience love to know from you, from your story, from your leadership, because this speech is all about to your leadership style, how your audience will be influenced by your leadership style. So there is some area you can do it better. And altogether, it's a well-balanced speech and well taken note. As a summary, it's a wonderful speech, flawless, wonderful starting, connecting with the audience, little bit working on your scripture, bringing your own story at the end, little bit improving voice modulation. You can make yourself is a wonderful speaker. Congratulations, team Karthik. You did an excellent job here. Best of luck for your next speech. Now I want to back to the TMOD. TM Samrata ma'am. Okay, general evaluated TM Muktakira ma'am.
Yeah, now I will evaluate TM Partha. TM Partha, you did a great job as an evaluator for the amazing speech by the people for the people. Absolutely an amazing speech. And thanks from promoting Lettuchu Karthik Toastmasters. You just blew me away by giving your insight. Your evaluation was exemplary, constructive, and tactful feedback. But the main role of the evaluator is to bring the best. The Toastmaster is searching for the persons who are giving best speech, optimum speech in their evaluation on the social media. The first thing you talked about is child, you praised it, very good. Pronunciation and essay and voice modulation were included in your evaluation. But one thing which Toastmaster Karthik lacked, in fact, all of us lacked, is we didn't use the word of the day. And after the grammarian approach, I only used others were lacked. You should have mentioned it. This is not for fun, but I would like. Second thing which Toastmaster Karthik, he did voice modulation. Now, what is voice modulation? Voice modulation is playing with the voice. You are not playing with the voice. He was shifting here and there. Playing is, if you're talking, ha, how are you? This is a long-term voice. Oh, I just got struck. My mother was desperate. You have to show your emotions. This thing I expected you will include in your evaluation, which you lacked. And the third point you gave, pronunciation, essay, you should have commented on his essay notes. This is expression for express delivery. This is for you. When you will tell them the drawbacks, then only they will learn. So it is his first time. Then third thing is his own mono style. I found it quite boring. In fact, if I was an evaluator, he has to, with his personal stories, he has to build up a teamwork. He should engage the audience. So how he engage the audience while lecturing them? No, you have to be very practical in all these things. I hope you will inculcate all this in your next speech. Thank you. Now, now over to TMOD. Now,
Ma'am, the timers report and our counter report.
okay. Evaluation of the other one. This first speaker, second speaker. Okay, now I will like to hello. Now I will like to pass on my teamwork to tag team, timers report, art, and the grammarian. What are your reports? Please share your insights.
Should I come first?
Yeah.
Thank you very much, General Evaluator. I will present my report in PPT form. I'm sharing the screen. Is it visible to you all? For prepared speeches, the timing was 5 to 7 minutes. TM Partho, he has taken 5 minutes 14 seconds and he qualifies. TM Karthik took 6 minutes 47 seconds and he too has qualified. And as evaluators, TM Nitya took 2 minutes 48 seconds and TM Partha took 2 minutes 54 seconds. Both of them have qualified. And then the third evaluator of the evaluator, Toastmaster General Evaluator TM Mukta has taken 3 minutes 18 seconds. And as far as the table topics are concerned, first speaker TM Partha took 1 minute 9 seconds. Toastmaster Uma took 1 minute 30 seconds. Toastmaster Swarlata took 1 minute 29 seconds. Toastmaster Mukta took 2 minutes 5 seconds. Toastmaster Kavya, she hasn't completed the minimum 1 minute criteria. She took 57 seconds. Toastmaster Senthil took 2 minutes 6 seconds. And Toastmaster Vikas took 2 minutes. So most of the table topic speakers, barring Toastmaster Kavya, has qualified. And it's my advice to the speakers who have attempted the table topic to utilize their time, because most of the speakers, they have utilized less than 1.5 minutes, though they have the time limit of 2 minutes. They can utilize that time to make it more interesting. And that's all from my side. And over to you, General Evaluator.
You're on mute.
Over to our counter. Our counter report.
Yes, ma'am. Can you hear me? I'm starting.
Yes,
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, General Evaluator. So I found very interesting aspects regarding the listening, where there are so many takeaways and very creative table topic session. So when coming to the report of AHA counter, I didn't prepare any PPT. Probably have written the number of times, hours, and some repetitive words are used in the entire conversation of prepared speeches, table topics, and whatever the conversation that happened in the entire meeting. So the first, coming to the TM Partha, he has used 2 and one and 4 times and. Repeatedly, he is using and during his entire speech, or either it might be in the evaluation or it might be in the speech. And TM Swarnalata ma'am is absolutely flawless. No, only 1 and that's all. And TM Nitya, 3 No, Uma Natarajan ma'am, TM Uma Natarajan ma'am, in her table topic session, she has used only 1 And TM Karthik, I have found 2 important things when I was noticing this ers and arms in his conversation. Apart from using ers and arms, he has used and so's and to's many during his conversation, and 3 and 1 in his entire conversation. And TM Mukta ma'am, as she speaks very, very slowly, it became very difficult for me to identify and the ans in her speeches, but still I tried. Even just I could able to find 2 that's all. And Sendil, 1 TM Vikas sir, 3 So this is what my report from my side. Thank you, General Evaluator.
Welcome, welcome. Now our grammarian.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Wonderful meeting is going on. I am seriously bound with the eloquent speech of the TMOD, TM Sonalata ma'am, Lichu Karthik, and all role players. All are the fantabulous in today's meeting. And now come to my reports. There are wonderful uses of this language. Especially, let me share one. Just look at my page. It's totally filled with this example. So I will mention the few wonderful uses here. One, first with the challenge our mindset. Okay, listeners have to first challenge their mindset. Approach ourselves with a positive attitude. Wonderful insight. There is no thing that is uninterested. Things is only uninterested people. Wonderful uses. Don't judge with the appearance. Don't judge the delivery. Judge the content only. Craving. Make your soul happy. When your soul is happy, you will be happy. Sound has a power in memory. Enthusiastic. Master key of love is listening. Hold on your fire. Over simulated, under simulated. There are so many great uses of these things. Listening for the idea. I didn't find so much improper uses. Still, I find out 2 things. Some of the speaker has used here. 6 is already done. Here, the right usage will be 6 has already done. You are connected. It will better usage will be you have connected. And regarding the word of the day, Mr. Ma'am only used 3 times and I used once. I am not sure who has used. I didn't find out anyone else. So this is my all about my grammarian report. Thank you so much, ma'am. Now back to you, TM.
Now, as a general evaluator, I will present my report. Now, general evaluator is a tough job, evaluating everybody. Please don't take it to heart. So let's start with, can I see your good faces, please, on your videos? Yes. Okay, now let's start. The Sergeant of Arms, Toastmaster Nitya, you have started it very well. Can I see your face? Just put your thumbs up. Okay. You have started off very well, but some energy was missing. I want that you should, by starting, don't only read your manual, share some, crack a joke or do a riddle. So at least we are energized to attend this meeting. We are like we have to be waken up. We are all sleeping, guys. So please, more energy is required, and for motivation and creation. Please, up to date it. Then our Toastmaster, then our TMOD, Toastmaster Swalata ma'am. Your eloquence is well known, ma'am. You are flawless. You have an interesting theme, good explanation of structures, engaging everybody, and you have golden nuggets. But one thing I have seen you before also, your tagline is always missing. Why don't you introduce a tagline so the audience are with you till the end? You should beckon, make them awake. So emotions, energy, and tagline. Please improve it. Okay. Now we will go to our tag team. TTM, tag team first. Grammarian Partha has done a good job. He has given us many new points and does a good job on keeping word of the day in mind. Otherwise, it is always disappearing. Timer Kavya. She has shown the cards, but usually she normally take the grace for a time to her potentials, but this time she has maintained it well. Now the table topic master. The table topics were engaging, and each point you showed some intellectual. They were confined to the listening topic. They were correlated. But one thing is intellectual appreciation of everything was missing. Intellectual, you are an intellectual genius. You have to be very creative in upbuilding them, boosting their confidence, and then appreciating them. This thing I didn't like is that asking 2, 3, 4. Any Toastmaster, whatever the slide has to be given, he or she has to speak on it. This is the impromptu meaning. He is not confident, so what we are all learning. But choice should not be given like this. Choice should be, you have to speak. There's no choice. Though it is a choiceful era, but still no choice should be given to table topics. And they all spoke very well, and appreciation was well done. Little emotions could be added when they speak. Like if they're sorrow or they are hate or they love something, some excitement factor should be inculcated in everybody. So thanks. Now I will go to presiding officer for further development.
First, we will take the voting.
Okay.
Toastmaster Nitya, are you ready with?
Yes, sir. I'll
polls?
share
You
it
can
with
launch the polls.
Yeah, on it. Yeah. I've launched the polls. All of us can start voting.
Nitya, once voting completed, you can announce the results.
Yes, sir. 4 people have voted. We need 2 more people to close the polls.
Have you counted yourself?
No, sir, excluding me. I won't be able to vote because I have to log in through another account and it's a hassle. Just a second, I'm refreshing it.
Please do vote.
Yeah, please vote. We're already just 7 people. The remaining 6 of you, please vote. Yeah. I think we are done. We just need 1 more person to close the polls.
Close it. It's okay. 5 members are there.
Yeah, we can have 1 more person. I mean, we're already lesser number of people, right? It's fine. I mean, I would also do that. It's going to take some time for me. I can actually do that. Even I can, go on incognito and vote. Like we do that. Why should I miss out? One more person who's yet to vote, please do it so that we can close the poll ASAP.
Yeah, you can go ahead if you're not getting all members.
Yeah, I'm anyway going to vote, so it is 6 of us in any case.
It's okay, Nitya. Just give them 10 seconds and if they how much of a
Yeah.
voting is done, you can
Sure. We can take 10 more seconds and then we'll close.
close it. Don't worry.
Please raise hand who didn't vote.
Just a minute. Okay, we'll close the polls. Give me a second. I am trying to reload it for some reason. Okay. Can we go ahead?
Yeah.
I would actually like 1 more person to vote because there's 1 tie. And I don't want a tie. I mean, there's no sense in having a tiebreaker.
You were the last voter.
You are the last
Sir,
one. No
we have a
problem.
total of 7 people and there are only 6 responses.
No issues. You can declare
No
vote.
issues.
Okay.
Okay. Carry.
Okay, totally. Avish, give me a second. Give me a second. Yeah, so it's a very interesting result if you ask me. So for best primary role player, all 3 of us are tied. That's exactly why I said there's 1 more tiebreaker. Wait. There's 1 more tiebreaker.
Amazing result.
Yeah, so that's the thing. And then for auxiliary role player, it's a clean sweep. It's by T.M. Partha, the grammarian. And best prepared speaker, again, just a second. Yeah, again, T.M. Partha. And then best table topic speaker. I don't think any of you would have anticipated the result. There is equal vote for everyone. I think all of us have voted for ourselves or, intermixed or whatever it is. It's a very interesting result if you ask me. I mean, role player also, I at some point I can anticipate what would have happened to role player, but table topics, I think I've never seen this result before. And
I haven't voted for myself. I have voted for someone else.
Yeah, I mean, everybody has voted for another person. It should be something of that sort. And then best evaluator is T.M. Partha. It's a pretty clean sweep by him.
I think yes, we can give all certificates to TM Partha.
Yeah, actually, yes. Yes, absolutely.
No problem. It's
Congrats, everyone.
okay. Congratulations to Toastmaster Partha.
Thank you very much for participating in this meeting. Today we are not having any guests. Few guests joined in between, but they had left. I have 2 important announcements to make. On 17th of June, we are going to have joint session with the Speakeasy Toastmaster Club, and DTM Brahm Kumar would take education session there on the table topics. So it's my humble request to you all that be present there because DTM Brahm Kumar is very senior Toastmaster and very experienced seasoned Toastmaster. So we would be able to learn so many things about table topics from him. So I am expecting a full house, and speakies also, they have requested that maximum number of our members should be present, because DTM Brahm Kumar need to have the house full. And second announcement is that we are going to have the XCOM, new XCOM polls. So I would like to people to come forward and to take different XCOM roles, because it's an opportunity where you can showcase your leadership styles. You will get a chance to interact with so many Toastmasters at area, divisional, and district level, which I have also experienced during these 6 months. Before that, I was only aware about Toastmasters from my club or a few other clubs, but during this tenure, I spoke with so many senior Toastmasters from District 120. So it's a very wonderful opportunity. We learn a lot. So I would like to have so many newcomers coming forward who hasn't taken any roles in the past as an XCOM. Yeah, please.
Sir, if you don't mind, can I also add a point?
Yeah.
Yeah, so similar to what you said, I've also had the opportunity to learn a lot of new things about Toastmasters in the last 6 months, especially the educational aspect of it, goes without saying. But there's so much I've learned and so much of value that's been added. And I would really request other members to come forward and take up more roles. Most probably, Vikas sir, Swarnalata ma'am, and I would be trying to reach out to all of you one-on-one and talk to you, because we have to seriously go about this succession planning and get it solved before the actual elections come. So please feel free to talk about what you think, and it's okay if you're not ready to go ahead right in the first go, because Swarnalata ma'am has seen me becoming an XCOM for the first time. I was extremely hesitant, but she made it easy for me, and we are here to do the same thing for all of you. So please volunteer and help us out. That's what
I would also like to add few things. See, when we take the ESCOM rules, it's not about growing the club, but it is also about the growing yourself. I would request senior people, especially Pata sir, Uma ma'am, because you have already taken a good leap in your communication skill. But what really makes sense is your leadership skill. That's what we are in this phase. Okay. So to be honest, every role that I have taken, either a VP or president, I would say I have not done justice to being a VPM. So I preferably want to take next term also VPM, because this term I feel because of my personal commitments I couldn't give the club so much. But what I want to say is, with each role you learn different responsibility. You see a different dimension of you evolving. Okay, so that is what I want to say. Please don't feel that oh, I will be tied up, I can't do this. But when you don't open your wings, you will not fly. 9 to 5 job or being a entrepreneur, what we do is we just fix ourselves into this comfort zone. Like oh no, my office is full stretch, I don't. But believe me, when you make the room that okay, at least a day, half an hour, I will work, because it is not much more than that. It doesn't require you to work like a 9 to 5 job. No, there may be few days where you need to work for hour, but nothing more than that. So, but when you tell yourself that yes, I can commit at least a half an hour or 1 hour per week, then this is going to happen, and you will see a good kind of leader coming up. Why? Because in office environment, it is all about, if you are my boss, and if you tell me something, I have to do it. I have no other way, whether I like it or not like it. But and that is same to your subordinates also. But in Toastmasters, if you can make people work for you, which means your leadership is working, because everyone is an independent entity. No one has to agree to you, right? That is when you know to what kind of leader I am, how should I refine, where should I refine. Because initially, everyone maybe for your face value, they may say, okay, I will do. But the second or third week, they will rise up and say, no, I'm not doing, I'm busy with something else, maybe in a very polite manner. But the kind of leadership you show, then it will be like they will be coming, okay, Partha has asked, I have to say. That is how you show up, and that will definitely show up in your office also. Don't think you can't be a dual personality. So the moment you form your leadership skill here, maybe sometimes you'll fail, flop. You can have a flop. It is not that everyone is going to go up. Little flop will be there, but next time you will not fall below that. You'll be just one level ahead. So please be open. And one more thing I wanted to say, now we are 7 people, and next meeting, it's our commitment to get